Hello everyone and welcome back. The purpose of this video is to follow up on our initial Eduphoria Aware proctoring video. We've gotten to learn a lot over the last couple of months of administering these assessments online in Aware. And so this video will address a few of the most common problems or questions that we encounter to help everybody out through this process. So the number one question is students having a difficult time getting logged in. I wanted to remind everyone or show everyone there is on the student computer, it's not on the one that I'm looking at today, but right up here in the top left-hand corner for your students, there is a drop-down of quick links, and one of those is labeled Student Online Testing. And that Student Online Testing is going to take all students to this link right here. This is the same link. Any student in the district can use it. So it's one universal link in Eduphoria Aware. And then the student will need to enter their ID, and the password is CFB test. And the most common mistake we're seeing is students wanting, and this is very natural, to enter their normal password, the password that they've created. But there's only one password for in Eduphoria Aware at this time, and that password is CFB test, and that's all lowercase. So if a student's having trouble, that is a good place to start with helping them problem solve, is just reiterating that it's their 6-digit ID in CFB test. The next big question I'm going to go into an account here that we encounter most often is once in a test and monitoring the test, my student tells me they have submitted their scores, but I'm not showing their scores here. So we do, you can see and track here on the bar what students have started or stopped the test. When students are in the process, it's also going to tell you in progress, and it'll also tell you if they have stopped working on the test for a little while. Do know that you have the option to start and stop for all students, but you can also start and stop for just selected students. So, for example, if you have some students not present in class that day, you can go through and say, okay, I only want to start the students who are either making the test up or the students who are present that day. Another big question that's come up is once a student hits submit, if they hit submit too early, is there a way to reopen the test? And there is. You'll go right here to this tab and you select reopen the test, and that'll reopen that test. Do know that results pull over in real time. So as soon as a student enters a letter A, B, C, or a response, that is automatically saved. So even if the student logs out completely, those responses will be saved, even if they haven't hit submit, wherever they were in the test. So they don't have to get all the way through the test and then click submit for the answers to be saved. They do save in real time. You, however, won't be able to view the results from the test over in the Analyze tab until the student has hit submit. So in this example, I'm looking at a social studies assessment. I won't go all the way in because I don't want to pull students' specific scores up, but when you go down into the tab, you can pull this tab up over here on the left and see the scores coming in real time. So those were probably the biggest overall questions that we wanted to make sure we helped out with. You will notice some of our students are really starting to utilize the notes section. You might have some questions about, well, how do I get to that? So I'm going to go back out and just show you really quick on a test. Let's say you had a constructed response. Those scores, if they have a constructed response, the scores won't show up until the constructed response is graded. And so to enter those answers, you would go right here, you would go to the Enter Answer tab, and then you would select the test that you want to enter the answer for. And then you'll go to constructed responses and you'll score these questions. This sample test doesn't have any, but do know that you have to score the teacher graded or constructed response questions prior